the man should be in the front to give the relay. If he's not there, none of the kids, the girls, the boys don't get the other part. The other part is to lead the lower part. If you lead your body, lead your taste, lead your food, lead your all the I want, all these material needs.
Yeah, pleasures.
Yeah, pleasure, small pleasure. We call you are in the darkness. You can't control your,
impulses,
addictions and everything. Because the fasting. Why I use it as well, because it can heal what the doctors say it's not possible to heal.
I think one big switch in my life was when I started wanting things. And I did this as an experiment. I remember I used to hear that where I got the idea, but that it was like whatever you want to get, give.
If I don't eat 15 days, no food, no water, and somebody's want to try it, or he have an experience, he don't have a food or water, he remembers that somebody told it's possible.
Yeah.
So, and he can go through. Because everybody who was taught that you only can survive 3 days, they will definitely die. Body follows the mind.
Hello, this is Santiago's Creative Journey podcast. And today I have a guest that his name is Artūrs Ķirps. I'm not very good with the Latvian pronunciation, but this is an outstanding guy that has submitted himself to a lot of specific practice like fasting, everything to heal on his own. And the conversation was super, super interesting. He is more than a theory guy. It's a knowledge guy because everything he has tried it on his own. And I was literally mind blown to see what he himself put himself through, to be redundant. So yeah, enjoy the conversation. Great guy, very impressive person, very impressive will. It's always nice when you meet somebody that is willing to sacrifice himself in the name of science, in the name of humans research. And I was very impressed. I'm very, very happy to have Artūrs here. Can't wait to have him again and enjoy the conversation where we'll be touching a bunch of topics about health and how to regain your own power and your will and your thrive to live in. So yeah, enjoy this. Well, Artūrs, thank you for coming. We were having already a conversation behind the scenes, and let's just continue where we were. Like you were asking about the setup of the technical setup, and yeah, it's like a lot of technical stuff. But I feel what is really cool is that I would have never dreamt 20 years ago that I could have a little studio that could do things live, or that we could record a show on our own with this amazing group of people and get guests here just to talk about things that are kind of interesting for me. So if you're planning to do something like that, it's 1000% worth it. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Yeah. How are you? Tell me.
Good.
What have you been doing? Give us a little bit, a little intro about yourself so that everybody gets a little idea of what you're doing. I'll tell my side how we reach out to you, but yeah.
Okay. There was a time when you want to tell a lot about yourself, but now is a period of time that there's nothing a lot to tell,
Okay.
When the works, what you do speaks more than some titles. And probably this is my work, which is then when we get many titles, many diplomas, and then we start to get tired of that.
Yeah.
And then we start to drop it off.
Yeah.
So it's same for me. By education, I'm a physiotherapist. I was like in 17 years in field, working with the sportsmen.
Okay.
Searching for a cause of the problem, and this is what's lead me to work. So yeah, I'm doing the groups, autonomy, no food, no water, ascetic work.
Oh, wow.
Teaching people how to relax the abdominal system, the organ system, where all the healing goes. Your organs is connected to everything.
Yeah.
What you think, what you choose, how you make relationships, and all other things. So I'm teaching and helping people to get back in the nature's order.
Okay.
Nature is the order.
Yeah.
We are in the order, we are happy.
Okay.
We have energy, and it's like a children. They always follow where there's interest,
Yeah.
there's excitement, and there's a joy. And when it happens, they forget about the food, they forget about the time, the creation comes out, and then we start to lose it.
Yeah.
So, and about 35 plus people, they then don't have a spark in the eye anymore.
Yeah.
Then my job comes in.
Okay. Good, because there's a lot of people that hopefully everybody's gonna get to live more than 35. So you'll have clients and clients and
No, no, no.
clients.
I'm not looking for the clients. I'm
Okay.
looking for the friends to
Okay.
enjoy the life together.
Okay. Okay. That's a different approach. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna tell you from my side, the way we found you was because for the last, I don't know, past maybe 4 years of, I think it started in COVID, maybe the year after that, I started having this problem that specifically in winter I just gained like 10, 12 kilos every winter, and the summer comes and I lose them. And but it really makes me very, the problem is not as well. The weight is a problem because when you gain certain amount of weight, you literally lose your clothes, so it becomes kind of a problem. But the other thing is that the energy just drops down. Yeah, so I come from a country that is all the time summer, so it's still hard to adjust to Latvia. And I say that the main problem for me is the darkness, like that during the autumn and winter it's just too dark. So this year was a little bit different because we made a movie not last summer but the summer before, and last year we released it. Sorry. And so there was a lot of work to do during the winter because the preparations for the cinema, all the things that you need to put together, was nonstop. We started the social medias to be able to find that the people could reach us and we could talk to them and spread the message about the movie, that people would go to the cinemas and enjoy the movie. And so it felt a little bit different because it was very high energy for a winter. I felt I worked more in the winter this time than in the summer, which was the first time that happened to me. And but yeah, I have been kind of in this journey that has been kind of interesting with the body, because when I was younger, I never had problems with, like, I was like a very lean, very active, very everything. I'm still very active. Uh, I'm high energy, I would say, around the people that well, because I work with people that are like way younger than me and I have more energy than them for sure. But the thing is that I have been in a journey and a self-discovery journey. But I think this year, finally, I'm starting to understand a little bit more. I think before, because when I was younger, I was an athlete and I used to do a lot of exercise. You see and compete in stuff. You see your body more as a tool that you use, and you tend to abuse it. Yeah, because you're like, okay, tomorrow I have a game. I'm tired. I want to sleep, but I have a game, so I'm gonna, take a caffeine to be ready for the game. It's like I wouldn't even think around the consequences like that. And right now I've been in a little journey of like trying to understand more what my body wants, how he feels good, and I think that is actually helping me. But it has been a long journey, I'm going to tell you. What has been your experience with the people that the normal problems that you feel people are having, and why would you say they're like?
We are in a crisis. If you look around,
Yeah.
it's not anymore older people.
Yeah.
No, the problem is the health is all ages.
Yeah.
Maybe what was the pension age, and now is in for the kids. So
Yeah.
we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
What wrong?
Yeah.
And you answer already before, when you have something to do where you have energy,
Yeah.
you don't have to eat as lot. So there's many energy types.
Yeah.
The basic one, when we don't have inner energy, we need some energy, and so we consume.
Yeah.
And the body, he have a limitations. You can abuse, and
Yeah.
one moment, that's it. There's a capacity which you can use it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, a lot of things is, I think it's that people are doing what they don't love to do.
Okay.
You know,
So you think it's more psychological than
both,
anything else?
everything.
Okay.
You know, the food is one.
Yeah.
You know, I have a saying: use it or lose it.
Yeah.
In a physical body, in the joints, you know, and psychology, of course. It's all together. Nothing is separate. So yeah.
Well, one thing that I'm gonna tell you now that you're saying that, I remember when I used to come to Latvia 10 years ago, people has gotten fatter. Latvians weren't this fat. Like 10 years ago, Latvians were, because I still feel that Latvians are in better shape in general than other countries that, for example, the one that I come from, or America. I think it's one of the that we can, or the British people that, you know, I went to school in America, but also right now when we're, you know, when the summer comes, that the tourism buses come, if filled with Americans, they're literally like 20, 30, maybe 40 kilos heavier than every other tour bus. So it's very evident. But Latvians used to be way leaner. Like now I see that, oh, this is going to be a problem in 10 years. Everybody's going to be fat.
There's a name, hormones, and hormones are harmony. In the nature, there is a harmony, and it's in every body. The man's body is completely different from the woman's body.
Okay.
If I will take you and the kids and just go live in the nature, we will be in the best shape, and we would have the best relationships. We will have the best and clever kids.
Okay.
The nature is the highest information. It's not written in the book.
Okay.
It's where to find the purest information. Go in the nature.
Yeah.
Don't read about the nature. And when we take the nature's principles, which is body, nature, but that's the same, you know, and it's very connected. So I see that a lot of this blue light, sugar, late night, we just fuck up the nature's code. And
Okay.
that's it. And that's only I would say the cause is there. And then we go and try to fix the problem. How?
Okay.
How? Operations now is every third person have some operation, some organs taken out. You know, the gallbladder is most operated organ. Why? You know,
Okay.
nobody asks why. You know,
Okay.
so we only adapt to the problem. We don't find the cause. You know, to find the cause, we have to change the life.
Yeah.
We have to change everything. Nobody wants to change. So, and you see that there's a crisis in the men's health. There's a lot of men making suicides now. Suicides, you know, a lot, even 16, 18 years old kids, they're making suicides. Why? You know, that's because we get off this nature's code, you know, and our outer world, you know, we want to what successful, money, and then they come in my place where I work, and they are crying. They have fucking everything.
Wow.
They have everything. One house in the Spain, one house in there, and they're empty. There's nothing. They don't need anything of that anymore. But the time is gone. You know. And for the man, we in the code. We have to find a way out from the crisis, and if we can't, there is another way to get out. So it's a problem. We have to, you know, because you don't have to be clever to see where it goes, because now every more we go outside, less we get inside, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's like a kid. You give him a sweet and just take it off and see what happens. He starts cry. When we are adults, it's not about not enjoying the life and tools and everything. But if I will take away it, how you feel? Same fulfillment?
Yeah.
So that's one of the side of my work, to get free from material, but to still enjoy it, to not fall in. So to be free here,
Yeah.
to play in the playing grounds, you know, to use the tools which is given, the best tools. It's not bad to not choose it, but is it everything? You know, and the inner world is the I would say the biggest scam on this world is to find the love.
Why?
You can't find the love.
Well, you can't give yourself love.
Yeah, you can find inside.
Yeah.
If you find looking outside, it's very painful,
Yeah.
and it always will go away. So how to find all the holes in your and heal them, so you are you're a whole person.
Do you normally work more with guys than with a girl?
No,
The same. And do you think like that men have more of a crisis right now than women, or at least from the people that you know? Because I know that if you have a personal connection to everybody, you're gonna have like small amount of people that you work. But what have you found outside?
Everybody, but the women are looking for why. The men, we are just going. We, in our nature is not to speak how we feel and what's inside, and so maybe the main reason is very simple. As a boy and as a girl, they are born in mother. They come from the mother, and I have this comparison. It's like a 200-meter distance, and first 100 meters is the mom's world. It's still the diaphragm. It's everything is very biochemistry anatomic, and this is a world of food, the taste, the body, the sex, the emotions, the cars, the everything, material, the solar system, the soul system.
Okay.
And there's another part. It is that part.
Okay.
99% never get to the second 200 meters. The man should be in the front to give the relay.
Yeah. Okay.
If he's not there, none of the kids, the girls, the boys don't get the other part. The other part is to lead the lower part. If you lead your body, lead your taste, lead your food, lead your all the I want, all these, how to say, material needs.
Pleasures.
Pleasure, small pleasure. We call you are in the darkness. You can't control your,
impulses,
addictions and everything.
The
other part leads that. So if the man is not standing in the family like a strong back, the woman doesn't give the relay to nobody. So the people are learned to live the life with control, with perfectionism, how to say.
Perfectionism,
with the fear. You have to how to lead this world. There's two worlds, and the kids is two worlds.
Okay.
So we are missing the other part.
Okay.
If the boys would have the other part, they would never do the suicide. Nothing would look like this, what we look around. Nothing.
But you say it's like a lack of purpose, if I'm understanding.
No, it's lack of understanding, maybe. The family concept,
Okay.
The family concept is very, very simple. If the boys are coming back to the mother, they don't go in the world. For us boys, was very simple. We was taken by the dads to the nature, and they activated specific experiences, qualities to be in the front, to be in the second 100 meters. The problem is most of the families, we want to be a good boys for the moms. We don't want to make mistakes because there will be emotional reaction. So we want to be good boys. Then there's a female teacher. We want to be good in the school. And then there's a wife. So we learn how to be a good boys. The good boys are never in the front. They're pleasers. If you ask any woman that she have to choose the guide through the dark forest, they only will choose the man with experience physical world. Sure. They don't give a shit if you read a Sadhguru book or you know a mantra. Are you listen about the man? It's so we need a physical experience. To get now adult man in a physical experience, they said, no, I have everything. I have money. But why I have to experience something not nice? you know. And for the mothers, it's easy. They have to. I have a son. Yeah, I have a son, and it's very important that the mother of the son, she opens doors to the father.
Yeah.
So he have a bridge to me.
Yeah.
So we have to forgive all the. It comes in generations. Nobody is guilty.
Yeah.
There's nobody fault. The fault that I'm not doing nothing now.
Yeah.
You know, if I want.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's very important for. So if we don't have this initiation, the life gives initiation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In a hard way. If we don't learn, it's and if we have anger, it can make men very want like money, and this I would say we see now in the world. When the man have this man's energy but is not healed in the heart, he's destroyer.
Yeah.
You know, they are
Resentful and greedy. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't. He will not have a friends. He will have one friend.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, and that makes how the organ works.
Okay.
These 200 meters, you know, if you are here waken up by the father, you lead the body.
Yeah.
So you cannot eat, you cannot drink, you can go in the dark, you can go for no food for many days, you know. So you know the nature.
Yeah.
Body is the nature. So it's a practice which allows you to get your 200 meters.
Yeah.
We had a very good example, because everything is turned around now. This relationship style. We go to the dancing place, and the teacher was amazing. She said us to change the roles. The guy should relax, and the woman should lead. And we was dancing like only 1 minute. We said, "Stop, please. I better die than choose this part." But in the small dose, this infection which is in the society, it doesn't feel it's okay, you know. But the body tells everything. We can figure out now in the mind how to live, and I want to be like this, like perfect. But why you don't have organs? Why you feel sad, you know? So I see how the nature brings back people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the nature, the hormones, the harmony, the relationships, it's the base, and if we can follow the base, we can build anything on top of it. So it's easy. It's a food, it's a metabolic state, it's the action, the qualities. You know,
You're big into fasting.
quite a lot. Yeah.
Okay. For me, fasting generated like a bunch of problems. Like I only lose weight as soon as I start eating a lot, because I don't know if it was because when I was younger I did so much exercise or whatever, but I think me when I started playing with fasting, like I think around I don't know 8 years ago, and after that like my metabolism was ruined. And only when I really start eating that I have, the only thing that I have found that now works for me is, it is true that my body is gonna retain less food if I eat more in the morning, which has been a problem because I wake up a lot of the times with no hunger, and I have to really feed myself, like knowing like, okay, eat your fruits. You don't want it, but like you have to do, because if not, it's impossible to eat for me enough food during the day, because it's just I don't have the hunger. But that really generated like I think I at some moment I even had like an eating disorder, because I was like, I cannot eat this, I'm gonna get fatter. So that's like literally an eating disorder.
Find why.
Yeah.
No, because the fasting, why I use it as well, because it can heal what the doctors say it's not possible to heal.
Okay.
It's only question of do you want to live.
Yeah.
And now is a lot of because the fasting with the water, only when you don't eat food heals the body. But if you don't eat and don't drink, it heals everything. All the
Okay.
programming, all the shit, you know. We
Okay.
can't lose anything what is the fundament. We can only lose what is not our in the head,
Okay.
in the body.
Like a dry fast.
Yeah, I did a few 15 days, 17 days, 17.
Okay.
So, in Wikipedia is written you can not drink water for 3 days and you die. It's not right. It's not correct. So we are living the fear that it's like that.
Yeah.
When you don't drink water and the food, you get back the nature's order. And then your relationships with the food changes, because usually the relationship with the food is some emotions. Yeah. Because we eat like 70% more than we have to. When the body is clean and we are in the nature's code, we can eat once a day, or every other day, easy. Yeah, and we can walk for many miles and with stable energy, clear mind, clear vision. When you feel this code, which is given, the clear code, you don't want to lose it anymore.
Okay. How do you have like a practice for that?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a group practice that you do.
Yeah, we go to the Georgia, to Caucasian mountains. We've been in the desert, in Morocco, in Latvia in the summer. In the Caucasian mountains, we did 7 days with 15 people. So I'm doing the groups.
Okay.
So it's called AVE, autonomy, visceral, and the breath, the ELPA.
Okay.
Latvian. So I combined all the techniques which I learned together to not give the crisis situations, so we can easily go through these healing stages. And yeah, that's where the spark comes back.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this.
Okay. How did you start it? Why did you start it? Was it a personal thing that happened to you, or?
I have my growing up was through crisis in the life, and there was one summer, and I didn't want to work in the Riga. I cleansed the body and just went to near to the sea. And first group, I just need the money.
Yeah.
And I said, we can go in the nature 2 days, just water, no speaking, no talking, stay in the forest, and 2 days. And I was going in the forest every Monday, Tuesday. So the groups are different, but I was going every week. So I didn't have a choice because I have to work.
Oh.
And the amazing thing was that all people get the answers on the question without asking anybody anything. So they start to understand and believe that everything is inside.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, that's interesting. I was eating everything. Then I was a vegetarian, vegan, cleansed the body, and I came to the nature's diet, like just more fat, animal food, butter. So no plant based.
Okay.
When you open the body up out, it's a alchemy.
Yeah.
The stomach acid and the liver makes the energetic alchemy.
So you're doing more like keto, like that type of.
Keto is just a metabolic state.
Okay.
I don't like keto diet.
Okay.
I eat what gives you keto state.
Okay.
More or less, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I've been, to be fair, a little bit more. I feel that for me, what I really needed to reconnect was with the working out. Like I had,
of course,
completely stopped working out for a long time, just to learn all the technical stuff, like of the things that we do, because I had such an active youth when I started acting, because I started as an actor and then I went to film school. When I started, it was very hard for me to do the transition just to sit and learn. Yeah, because I had a daily routine that I had been living on since I was, 4 years old, of like 12, 18 hours a day doing exercise. And then one day I have to sit and read a book. Like it was like I really needed to disconnect from that. And now I'm slowly coming back.
Because you know it. When you have the stage experience and the sport experience, it's a lot of dopamine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of joy and everything, and you can see now when the professional sportsmen finish the career, a lot of go in the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they need this spark. Yeah. I have a saying: if you get the best athlete who is the best, and you heal it, he don't want to be the first anymore. He don't want to compete anymore
Yeah,
because he understand he's competing for what? For attention, for something.
yeah.
For men is different, but a lot of a lot of inner anger is the fundament of the Olympic medal.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's weird because now I still play football, and I still have what happened because I agree to a certain degree, but I'm gonna try to draw different. What has changed when I was 13, for me, winning was everything. Yeah. Like it was everything. I just wanted to win. Right now, I like the whole experience, meaning like, for example, at 13, if somebody would have made I don't know, like I used to play football, yeah, nutmeg, like the ball between the legs, I would get pissed, and I would be like, how could I let this happen? And it would really fire me up, but I wouldn't want it. Right now, when I go and play, I know that if somebody does that, I'm gonna get pissed, and that's gonna give me a fire that I cannot get anywhere else. So I still want it. Yeah, like what has changed is that I just wanted one side of the experience, and now I like the whole. Like, for example, I didn't like injuries. Now I'm like, if I'm gonna get injured, this is what I'm here for. What am I gonna do? Sit in the thing and never know what it feels to have a broken, I don't know, toenail. Like, no, I wanna know the things. This is what really changed. That I started falling in love with the whole experience. Yeah, because I detach from the result. Like, yeah, some days I'm gonna win, some days I'm gonna lose. It doesn't matter. I just wanna be there every Tuesday that we go playing.
The inner kid is coming back. When the kids are small, they play because they want to play.
Yeah.
And then they say you have to win. And in the start, they don't understand. What do you mean? With two teams, I love them. I like how they kick the goal. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
we start to get the, how to say, concurrence,
Yeah.
the energy.
Yeah.
And then we grow back to the joy,
Yeah.
to the joy, the process. But for the man is fundament. We have to work out. We have to feel in the body good.
Yeah.
How we feel in the body, that's how there's a metabolic, how to say, metabolic state, physical state, mental state, and we start to do the metabolic state proper. The physical comes. We wanna do something.
Yeah.
If we want to do physically, we have this mental, mastery. But if we are like you eat like if you eat like a shit, you don't want to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mental is focused. So
Yeah.
it's like a stage. Food, when food comes, physical is a physical, then mental. If the mental, you feel like you can play the game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's everything connected.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, for example, I'm very aware right now of how what I do is gonna affect my day. So, for example, when I was younger, I used to drink, and I still love drinking. The thing is, I'm not willing to pay the price. And to be fair, all my life, alcohol was very bad for me, because at least I have friends that say, well, I remember when I was, I don't know, 20, I would drink 20 beers, and the next day I would be perfect going to work. I'm like, I was never able to do that. I always had terrible hangovers. Oh, always. But I just didn't have anything else to do. So the next few days, I'm gonna be with a hangover. I'm 20. I just gotta be like a zombie in the university. Who cares? Yeah, or late to the university. Who cares? Now I don't do it more because of the price that I have to pay. Yeah, like I love what I do, so I wanna be doing it. I wanna have conversations like this, meet people, hear new idea. Why am I gonna go drinking the day before and then be here zombing out like, oh, when is this gonna over? It's about that certain things take me away from the moment. Yeah. So that was a big transformation for me, for sure.
We are looking for escapings.
Yeah. 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 But I feel when you're 20, like in general, as long as you don't go too, how to say, too dark. Yeah. Like, I feel that it's just an over. For me, I started living alone since I'm 15. So for me, the experience was overwhelming. But I would say, now I see, the brothers of my girlfriend or something that they're young. See them at 15, and this motherfucker is gonna go shop for groceries, fight with people on the street. He's gonna be fucked, and he's bigger than I was. So I'm like, because I was a tiny 15-year-old. So, but it is what it is what it is. But it does teaches you, it just teaches you, well, as you said, life will teach you. That's the for the bad parts. Hopefully that, well, okay, we agree on this, because this is very interesting, because this is something that I fight with a lot of people, that people have this tendency to say, well, he will learn. I'm like, I don't think growth is granted. I think growth is earned. If you want and you put yourself through the hard stuff, you can learn. But if you don't, like, you won't. And you will just adapt to, yeah.
Yeah. See, we already talked about this man's experience, and of course, not everybody got in the backpack the instruments for the life.
Yeah.
Can imagine when you are small and you go to kindergarten, yeah, and so the parents leave you.
Yeah.
They are lefting you in a place where nobody cares about your inner safe or space, and you don't have a gun or the sword.
Yeah.
So you are left, betrayed somehow.
Yeah,
For the
for sure.
guys, I would say, oh, that's it. For the small girls, when the dad is everything, and he left, and so what experience comes out, now when we have everything given, but if we go in hardships, we don't know what to do. We know maybe, but most of the people, they are infants,
Yeah.
they have a Google. If there's no Google, there's no call. If the shop closes, many people, there's a question where the food comes from.
Yeah.
So we are so small, so addicted to the safety, to the food. Everything is granted. Nothing is granted.
Yeah. And comfort.
Yeah. So this is a question: how to grow up in this environment, so you can still enjoy. How I say, it's not a problem to live in a castle, but it's not a problem living in the forest as well. So you're keeping your emotional state stable, and that is the biggest value today. Your emotional state, your emotional intelligence. For the man, it's like 100%. So the women they are emotions. We have to keep them, so we can go in the forest, through the forest. That's like qualities, and in these qualities, always around will be safe, so the organs will work. Always it's everything written in the body. So yes, it's very important, and you're doing a great job. Like, if you have content, how to give these things to think, small things, talk about this, show these experiences. Even like, if I don't eat 15 days, no food, no water, and somebody's want to try it, or he have an experience, he don't have a food or water, he remembers that somebody told it's possible.
Yeah.
So, and he can go through. Because everybody who was taught that you only can survive 3 days, they will definitely die. Body follows the mind.
Yeah.
Body follows the mind. Who follows the mind?
Yeah, the body. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense what you're saying. It is helpful when you understand. Well, I think that's just to be clear. I think this is one of the reasons why I like doing podcasts and talking about specific things, especially with people that have experience, because I feel right now there's a lot of information. There's a lot of, like, one of my biggest disappointment in general is that when you see the health crisis, I remember, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, I used to go to a gym and I was in very, very good shape, and everybody would ask me stuff. And I remember people that was in way worse shape than me trying to tell me how I was wrong. And I used to tell them, like, listen, if you want to be fat, go to the gym, because the gym is the only place that I go that is full with fat people. And it was true back then. Yeah. Here in Latvia is different. I'm gonna say, but in my country, it was clear for me. It's a room, like, if you abstract yourself of, it is supposed to be a place for health and this, I get it. But if you, I would see there's around only fat people. But we had in my country, in my city, like a big mountain that everybody goes walking, and then they do like pull-ups and chin-ups. If you go to that place, everybody's in shape. Just follow those people. Like, forget about who says what. Just start going there. They will tell you what they're doing. Just follow what they're doing. No time you'll be in shape.
You said a good point. Uh, you know, I am not afraid to be controversial anymore, but we have a very bad naming for the health system. We can call them the sickness system,
Yeah.
because they don't meet people who is healthy. So they are not connected to the health. They are
Yeah.
connected to the sick
Yes.
people. So, okay. So the health industry is a private industry. It's your industry. It's my industry.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing in my industry, if I fuck up, I go to the sickness industry.
Exactly.
But we have like, we need to change the thinking
Yeah.
where we go, because yeah, that's that's a business. There's no need to go deeper in that. But if everybody would be healthy, so
They have no business. Well, and for me, like, when we found about you, one of the things that happened was, like, I went to a doctor, like to an endocrinologist, and this, because the main problem that I had the first time that I started gaining weight, I couldn't sleep. And it was crazy. And it was crazy because I would fall asleep every day, like at 7, 8 in the morning. Even if I would try to go 3 days without sleeping, so that the next day would be at 8, I would be like this. I would wake up until 8 in the morning, and then I will fall asleep. It was really bad. So I went to an endocrinologist. Then he sent me to this other place. And then basically, they weren't trying to heal me. They were just giving me things to deal with my symptoms. I'm like, listen, I wasn't like this. Something happened. What I want is to know what happened so I can fix it and go back to where I was. I'm not going to start taking pills. This is not how it works. Nothing works like this. If my car is broken, I'm not gonna put tape around what is broken and continue driving. I'm gonna fix change it, and then start driving. That's the part that they didn't. And of course, in your body, you cannot change the thing, but you need to fix it. Understand? Okay, what is happening here? That this is happening.
I would ask differently. So you have a good experience. Don't go where nobody is looking for a reason.
Yeah.
The law of the body, it always heals. He always wants to go back to the harmony. Why is not doing that? Why? Where's the cause point? And then they need to open up everything, all your history, how you went, how you feel, what is in the body, what's happened. Like I have the person have a headache.
Yeah.
And he goes to the doctor and makes the scan, the everything, how the blood works. But I'm talking to him, and in the Saturday and Sunday, the head is not, there's no headache, only Monday to Friday. So why are the head state is the same as Sunday and Wednesday?
Clearly not.
Yeah. So what is changing?
Exactly.
And if somebody have a problem, back pain, and some days there's no back pain, what was different? Come back. What was different? Because your hernia in your back, it is fundamental. But if you don't have a pain, so it's something different changing.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the times when you don't have a pain as well.
Yeah.
So this is anamnesis. You have to talk, you have to see, you have to touch to understand. And if you have nature's practices to put back in the game, so the body restores very quickly.
Yeah.
I have a car crash many years ago, huge one, and I just like 2-year rehabilitation took me like 3 months. I just stopped eating, cold movement, and mental training, and the
I
body just.
completely stop eating.
I was eating one spoon a day. That was a law for me.
1 spoon of what?
Doesn't matter. I didn't know at that time anything. I just know that all energy I want to give in a healing process, not in the digestion process.
Okay.
And that's opened like me up as well. That accident, that's a good experience.
Okay.
So the body hears everything. You just have, and that's what we have to learn. How can I manage my body? But I have to know my body.
Yeah.
What's the nature? The organs, they are specific order. The body is, there's no philosophy about the body.
Well, you're telling me this. I'm like, I have no idea about the body. I'm like, how? Me that I have been trying to understand my body, how haven't I even read what do I have, what this is supposed to do or not? I haven't even paid attention.
They're saying if your body is healthy, you have 200 problems. If you have a pain in your body, you have only one problem.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you don't know, keep the friends around who knows about the body.
Yeah.
Because this is a question as well, what is left if everything is taken away from you? For example, I have a exercise for my people. You have a tent, and there's a tent, and there's nothing else. You have a talent. Go in a tent. What will be written on the card outside? Why I have to go in your tent? What you have?
Yeah.
What is this? No internet, no phone, nothing. Yeah. What's your qualities? What's your genius inside? When you wake it up or remember, I would say, the energy comes back. You heal. You don't get sick. When you are in love with the life and follow the joy, you can't get sick. That's the law.
Yeah.
We remember maybe when we fall in love, when we are small kids, Yeah, same is the life.
Well, I remember when I grew up, I never got sick. And it used to be a joke because, kids tend to be kind of sickish more than adults. And I was the only kid on my block that I never got sick. And also when I played, I never got injured. And I remember the fights that I would get with my friends that were in the team that I would say, you can't get injured. And they would say, but it's not like I'm trying to get injured. I'm like, yeah, you still can't get injured. Like, sit in a box, don't move, but you can't get injured. It would drive me insane because I understood that I felt, and now I think I live by this. I feel that people cannot handle the pressure and then they start doing silly things to sabotage themselves. Yeah. So you decide that you want to go, like you have a big thing on Monday and you decide that on Sunday you want to go skiing and you haven't skiing in 10 years. Well, what's going to happen? Something's going to happen. I mean, and if the thing on Monday is that important, you can move that same skiing to Tuesday. Yeah. But you manage to do it on Sunday, always the day before, always at the wrong moment. And it's a coping mechanism that is very subconscious. I don't think that people do it on purpose, but I have seen it so many times. I used to work with a singer that he would run out of voice before the concert. I'm like, the one thing that you need to have, like you can break all your fingers, you can break an arm, and you still can do the concert. The one thing you need is your voice. He will lose it.
Only kids do like that. When we are adults, we have this responsibility, and you have a warrior body,
Yeah.
and that's a different. Not everybody have it, but for the kids, they more get sick when they don't follow the energy, but when they have a brainwashed already,
Okay.
because I have a saying: if you wanna get people sick, just show them the sickness. Give the information from authority and show the picture. So just give the information,
Okay.
Outside is cold. Don't get sick. If you will not get a hat, you will get sick.
Sick.
You will get sick.
Yeah, sick.
So information plays a big role. And when we are kids and we are not listening and just living the joyful life, we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
We are not in that type of information and physical aspect. There's levels: information, sickness, the money, and we can shift So there's another level for that as well. You know, if I would tell you now, just close the eyes and feel the lemon, how you eat, and you have a wow, saliva comes in.
Yeah.
So I just give you 2 words, and your biochemical reaction is straight away.
Yeah.
So where's the limit of this?
Oh, that's, no.
Here.
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had, I started as an actor, and that specific thing was the craziest experience for me. That how can, but to be fair, I'm gonna tell you, when I started as an actor, that there's this very known exercise that is called sense memory, and it's an exercise made by a guy that is called Lee Strasberg, that he started his teaching from something that Stanislavski used to have, that it was called how to say, emotional memory. And the Lee Strasberg one is literally the coffee cup and the lemon. So you start feeling it, and you're like, wow. But in that one, I wasn't so surprised, because I was imagining the cup, the lemon, the this. What it blew my mind is that in later stages, there's other exercises that, for example, you would have a scene. And I remember very particularly one time that the first time I did it, I was going to do this play, and I had a character, yeah. And for the rehearsals, at the early stages of the rehearsals, like very far away from the premiere, we will start working on the character's life before the play. You're not just doing the scene, but let's say I have a mom. So I talk about my mom in the play. So I'm going to have certain improvisational scene with my mom. It's not in the play, but you do this kind of like backstory work. And I would do those things. But, we're in an acting, how to say, like in a theater group, that we have the same actors. So we didn't have somebody that could play my mom, because we didn't have somebody who would be so much older than me. And I remember I did all these exercises with this girl that I just wouldn't believe her anything, because I'm like, bitch, you're 1 year older than me. Stop calling me son. And I went through the whole rehearsal, like not believing anything. I just did the actions. Yeah, okay, yeah, mom, hug, flowers, whatever. And at the end of the rehearsal, the director told me, well, this is what your character went through. And I'm like just laughing, because I felt that everything was nonsense. As soon as she touched me, I started crying like everything had happened in real life. But I remember crying like, how is this true? Like this is what really impressed me, how the body still knows what is happening and is still going through, even if your head and your mind is not believing. It's like, just because you're going through the experience, that is also that really freaked me out, that the body's still learning, even if you're like, in your head thinking about whatever.
Yeah. If you are injured and you just close the eyes and go to the gym in your mind, the muscles are reacting. There's a process in the muscles. That's what I was doing after my car crash. So I was all night in the gym in the hospital with closed eyes, and the doctors couldn't understand why I'm healing like crazy.
Would you put music or stuff? No, just with your eyes.
That was my spiritual practice.
Wow. Because I was seeing like 2 days ago, maybe yesterday in the night, I was seeing this video that blew my mind. That is motorcycle racers. They put like headphones with and they start doing like this, like they're like in the, and I was like, this is mental, but apparently it really works.
Yeah, same happens when they have some crash. So they have to rehearse while they don't have an emotional, physical reaction to that corner. In a bobsleigh, in the skeleton, when they go down to the ice. I was working with the speed skating, short skaters. And every time when the finals come in that corner, he falls down. And there was one crash. And every time when he goes in the finals, he have already, I will fall again. And the body just shakes in that place.
Okay.
So you have to rehearse as you get out. It's trauma.
Yeah.
It's trauma.
And you just rehearse it.
It's in the body. I have my car crash place. It's out of Riga, and when I'm going through, now it's not, but many years after I was going through, and I said, I have my pulse is going up.
Okay, he remembers.
Yes.
Oh wow.
It was live or not to live.
Wow, that's interesting.
So there's there. That's what when we go in our history in the body and to just cleanse it out, cleanse it out because it affects the next choices.
Of course.
In this world we have available all reality codes, all. But if you have some fear, we are afraid of, we are limiting it. It's like artificial intelligence,
Okay.
which gives us these all situations. We have a computer, we have here computer, and we are in the computer.
Yeah.
And so that's
I'm kind of like imagining how could that be used for everything that I do. Because I have a lot of as an artist and as a storyteller, you have to do like a lot of inner work. Well, you can literally, I think one of the problems of the arts right now is that everybody copies. Yeah. And I have absolutely no interest in copying because there's enough. There's this theory that I heard the other day that the internet had died somewhere in around 2014 because now everybody's just copying what it exists. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to do something, I'm not going to try to do it how the other people do it. I'm just going to do it my way, figure it out I'm not going to have a supervision. I'll figure out as we go along. But in these internal things, I have never been big on visualizing, for example. Never.
You have to try. There's experience. The dark room. I was in the France first time. How many years? 4 years ago. 7 days. No food, no water, no light, no sound, nothing, no time, nothing. You are just dissolving slowly.
Okay.
But dissolving only what is the fake part of you.
Yeah.
So what's left?
Yeah, the kernel, the nucleus of who you are, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
just the real
it's
you.
not a personal code. It's not anymore astrology code, which is given you to be in the pyramid.
Yeah.
So that part of you which is out of time, and it comes back in you, you just recognize it and you bring it back in your cells. Who knows everything? Who feeds your body after you are? This is well about the food. We are taught to eat. And if the order of the nature of the set at 200 meters would be right, we would eat much less straight away. But if you are in your creative part, you don't need as much as outer food. So there's many food sources: eating food, nature's food, and I call it atom reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just pure, and that's what is feeding the body, heals the body. And not every warm human being is in it is inside.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, for sure, I'm gonna tell you, when I'm doing work, I can't eat. I have to organize myself around the eating. I'm like, well, if I wanna, let's say I need, I don't know, a bunch of amount of hours, and I know that I'm gonna need some kind of physical work, and I'm gonna have to somehow eat. It's not that, like for example, if I go to the gym or if I go for a run on a day, I know the next day my body wants to recover and it's gonna try to be hungry. And if I don't eat too much, sometimes I get sick because I feel that my body wants food. But for example, let's say I did exercise and the next day I have to write something. I make an effort really waking up early so that I can eat something and then get to work as soon as I can, because the best state is just waking up, just grabbing warm water or maybe coffee and just starting to do. Because as soon as you eat, like it messes up with my head, it messes up with like it needs clarity, like the body, like the food food takes attention for sure. Yeah.
What goes in the belly goes in the mind. Yeah, it's connected. So yeah, for you, if it will come the day in your life when you will want to discover
Yeah.
the other part of you. You know, you just
Yeah.
look call me,
Yeah, I will. I will.
because this is this, it's all about creativity as well.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of more creativity aspects. You know, it's like a palette of the pencils and everything.
Yeah.
You know, very often we know that we are the artists, but there's more instruments to our art, more ideas. Every autonomy, when we don't eat, don't drink, I had a saying, it opens new possibilities which we can bring back in the real moment. When we have a stuck, we don't have idea, we don't where to go, or just need to break out, go in autonomy, come back, and comes in. So you attach your aspects, your knowing, which already in, but we
Yeah.
just can't, how to say,
Yeah.
attach.
Summon it. Yeah. Pull it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So you go bigger, you know.
For sure, because you were saying about being on that experience, no food, no water, no nothing. I do this. I do when I'm gonna have any sort of creative job. I have to be in a room with no light, no open windows, and
You
no
know,
distraction.
you know already everything.
Yeah. Because if not, it's impossible. Like those people that they say they're gonna go write a movie. Like in New York, I went to school in New York. It was super trendy to you go to a cafe and you sit and you like I have to try to understand what this guy's gonna do in this movie that I'm in this world. I have to go inside the world. Forget about a car in front of me. Like it's impossible. For me, it's impossible. And I know that there are people that they try to do it and that they do it to some level of success. But I personally, I attribute all my success to just closing everything, because if I wouldn't do that, I couldn't do anything. And I've tried. Like comes from experience. And
Know yourself.
yes, and as soon as I started, I remember when I moved to Riga, because I live nearby. The window was very, it's in Tervata, so I see all the people crossing. And I remember I would just sit in the room with the window open because I wanted the light. And I would see people moving and my thoughts would go away. I would, okay, come on. So I had to put that, and now it's complete darkness. I don't even turn on the light. I just put the how's it called? The lamp light from the desk. And I think the lower the input from the outside world, the louder the voices inside your head talk. It's just, that's the easiest way I can put it.
Like a laboratory.
Yeah, like a laboratory experience, like 1000%. Although I know that that's how my mind works, I don't know if everybody mind works like that. So but I only talk from experience. I literally have to close the things. I've always been a little bit like, not so long ago, like a couple of months ago, I was doing qigong, the Chinese practice, and he was talking, and the guy that was doing teaching me the exercises was telling me about the practice of that there's a next level that it's about creativity and how to do certain things. And I haven't done it, but I'm always looking for things. Like the thing is, like I do have a process that it does work for me. Like I'm very productive in that way. I used to be a guy, but like I don't know if everybody goes through that, but I went for sure through a stage that I would sit to write and blank, no ideas. Now I have a process. So now I sit and I will write. Like there's nothing stopping me. Yeah.
In the mind world, there's only copies. If we want to find something here, we can only get a copy. It's like going to Google. In the dark, when you go inside, you start to think not with your head. Start to think with your and then you use the head. That's the difference. That's very important, that we can allow to switch off the mind part.
Okay.
And think with the inner knower, knows the inside. Yeah.
Okay.
This needs to believe. This no.
Yeah. Wow.
These ones needs religions, needs the books, everything.
Techniques.
Yeah.
Light, cameras, numbers. Yeah. The other ones have to. Yeah. Well, as an artist, I think, well, and to be fair, I think this has been an era of, I think there has to be a reborn of artists, because I feel the last 20 years has been just a, what we have is industrialized art in every way. So nothing is about what I want to say, who am I, but okay, what do I have to do to get the results, that the money or the followers or the fame or the this or the that. And I feel we have to go back to the artist. And the main thing that I would say is that, one thing, you need the brain to guide you and to take the vision, but you need the heart to tell you this is,
The brain is instrument.
it's an instrument, yeah. But the heart is the one that tells you, okay, yeah, you're doing it. This is the way.
The people who have a problem, because your organ system is your mind. It's connected.
Yeah,
No, and when we start to get the metabolic state here, we can clear the mind. Clear the mind opens the heart. The starting point,
yeah,
and that's all very connected. So yeah, it's very.
interesting. Yeah, good. This was an intro. I always like to talk a little bit about the in general, just to get to know each other and talk. But we have some questions, Arturs, so to try to share some specific points to the with the people. So on the theme of personal growth and self-exploration, is there anything that you can share that you have done to discover your own limits and how to break through them? I feel a lot of people have, like you said right now that, well, if you think that you can only survive 3 days without water or food, then you definitely won't make it to 17. Explore, how can people break through those type of limiting beliefs?
Starts the question.
Okay.
That was my starting point. First time was 15 days, no water, no food, and that was what else is different.
Okay.
Because it's so big fundament: food, water.
Yeah.
So it's wrong. It's not a little bit wrong. It's completely wrong. So what's the limitations? What else is different?
Yeah.
So that was a starting point for me. Everything was the body detox. When I start to detox the body, I start to see how my head, it's cleansing. All my relationships, my surrounding around. I cleaning the body, but everything is changing. So okay, we have to go in. I want to clear the mind, clear the body. And then I see that the order of the nature, you can't learn it.
You have to experience
it's
it.
inside.
Yeah.
So you just come out more and more. So yeah, for me, nature is the language is not written in the book, and the nature is your body.
Okay.
Everybody wants to go. Let's go spiritual angels.
Yeah. Drugs to see whatever.
All the trees start
Yeah.
from the roots, and the body is the roots. So now I can say completely that if you start with your body, all other things will come into place. It's hard. The body is like programming as well. How to eat, when to eat. You go to your mother, you know what you will eat. You can't say no. So everything, the food connects a lot of people. And when you start to change your food, the friends are changing as well. Everything is changing. We can sit down and speak, just that's amazing. Mostly people there, if there's no drinks and food on the table, they don't sit.
Yeah. Not to shade not to throw shade at my past two guests. They were like, "Oh, I love this conversation. Next time we should have something to drink." That's literally what they say. Like
Yeah.
literally, yeah.
It's for me. It's all about what is the level of freedom which we can achieve here while we're living. Start to ask question, what we are doing here at all, for what? What's the reason?
Okay.
You know, there is a part of the life we are told what to do. You know, you're good at this. You're good at this. In one point, you don't see the point.
Yeah.
You know, we're just generating energy. Two sides. Everything here is two sides. Two teams in politics. Two sides in the war. Two sides, and they are
Clashing.
fighting, clashing. So
Yeah.
they are spreading the energy. More clashing, more energy.
Okay.
Every human is a small battery.
Okay.
And if you're, this will be important, if you're on the one side, you are a part of the battery. If you are tired to do that and you go in the balance, you are the small battery. And so you are taking yourself out from the big battery. So you're not, nobody's using you as a battery anymore.
Okay.
And it comes in relationships as well. If you are unstable, so nobody can, I would say, you can shoot me, but there's no point. The bullet will not stop in me.
Yeah.
Everything goes through.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is one of these realities main how to say, technology.
Okay.
You know, to give your these fightings and love, how we speak, yeah, to give you a partner to take away, you know. But if nobody can leave you, nobody can hurt you, nobody can get you angry, that's it. You are in peace. Nobody wants, no, there was a time, still is, that people are looking for the good emotions because they come from the bad emotions. So they're changing just the sides. Now people understand they want to find just inner peace.
Yeah.
Inner peace. And it's and it's interesting, you know, we live in the artificial intelligence place. When you are stable and back in the balance, it can't read you. It can only read if you live in your head, the small computer, because it's the same. But if you are here, you're zero. You're zero, everything and nothing.
Yeah.
And if you have this state, yeah, nobody can touch you. They can. There's nobody can read you.
Yeah, no, and you regain your power. Yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot of love inside in this state.
Yeah.
Maybe first time, because that's the 200 meters.
Yeah.
That's connection. So yeah.
Starts with the body.
Body is the fundament. It's very easy. It's very practical. There's no philosophy. Just get your body in order, get back the mobility, strength, organs working, cleanse it out, and you will see that all the spiritual questions which you had, they will just
disappear. Yeah, and get answered. Okay. That's a good. Okay.
We don't have a lot of how to say. We have a lifetime.
Yeah.
1/2 lifetime. We are thinking there's nothing to be found, and then then it starts to get very heavy. And I have the definition: the stress period when you have a click, and when you find out it, when you correct it.
Okay.
And hopefully it's enough time to get to this clean state, pure state.
Okay.
Know? Because then there's no fear, nothing to fear about anymore. But that's who not fearing. It's lost for society tricks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot of creativity inside in that moment. You know, there's no your children. There's no my children. There's our children.
Yeah. Yeah. The other day I learned, like, there was this kid. You're saying this connected me with this idea. Like 2 days ago, like my girlfriend's sister calls us, oh, there's this kid that got lost from school. It's one of the classmates of the, but like our niece has, I don't know, 5 years old, 4 years old. It's like a tiny girl. And one of her friends, the boy, was lost. And I got so mad. I got mad. I have no idea who the kid is, and I still don't know. At the end, everything was great. He just wanted to go to his dad, and he went from here to Ogre on his own. He arrived there at 1 a.m. I couldn't believe the story, but but what it was amazing is that kind of unity, yeah. That there's no, I can relate. I don't even know the parents. Maybe if I would meet them, maybe I wouldn't even like them. But there's like a raw core that we all connect through. And it's just immediate. You don't even have to, like, you're like, oh my God, this is a nightmare of a story. And yeah, it's there definitely. Um, how do you feel the role of just being alone, isolated from everything? Do you think it's a helpful tool for a lot of people? What's your experience on that?
Not for the kids.
No, I know for sure. Okay.
Adult kids.
Okay. Interesting.
We are. That's what you describe about the helping and everything. Kids can't help the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the big difference. To being isolated and feel rich and full and in peace is a good base to communicate with everybody, to come back, to do the things. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a good test where I am
Okay.
with myself.
And if it's hard, it's because there's yeah.
We most of the relationships are addicted. I don't have something, you have something, so we come together and we are like like a drug dealers to each other.
Yeah.
And if I fulfill my place, the other person don't have something to put in anymore.
Yeah.
So, and he's still going and looking somebody for. So I think that's part of this journey to get this wholeness back, is to find all the holes and put everything back in and go and share with others. Even now we are talking energetically. You know everything about me, and I feel you as well. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
And see, we switch experiences without even talking. Even your action outside, if you are healed, it changes everybody. If you speak, if you everything is relationships. What I see the purpose in this aspect, that we meet the people here. I have just inner feeling that to meet people is something which is what stays inside of us and never leaves. All other these attributes come and go.
Yeah.
But these meetings, to meet somebody, to see the life which is lived by risking, by exploring. Here's no risking.
Yeah.
There's a safe.
Yeah.
Mind always want to be safe.
Yeah. Want to know everything. Next step.
And you already described when you go to some seminar and somebody will start telling you about fasting, and he just read it in the book, and you feel it's not live experience in the body, but somebody telling the story which is never told before. So, whoa, let's listen it, because it's alive. So then you see that we live in a place where there's a lot of human form people without life unique experiences. They're just programs. You can talk to them, but you can't go deeper in. It's not bad or good. It's like that's
It's a fact.
It is what is it.
Yeah.
And they don't have this warmth feeling inside, because there's nothing. We are just programmed. Think that everybody who have who have a form, it's no, it's different. Let's ask the questions. What's going on here?
Yeah. No, it's interesting that when you're talking about those things, you have a way also how to present the situation that is very, very digestible. Like for, because you know what you're saying, like for example, you were saying about the holes and how, you know, you keep feeding on somebody else's, your, what you're lacking, you're looking for somewhere else. But when you're full, you start with yourself. Like when you're in peace with yourself, then you finally can relate from a different perspective, and you become way more compassionate, and you stop blaming everything on other people, because that's one of the things that I remember at the beginning I would encounter a lot, that I would tell to people, when is it you? You know, because I would talk to people and they would tell me, oh, this problem happened and everything, and it was never them. But they would go somewhere else and they would have the same problem. And I was like, yeah, but when is it you? Like at some moment, the only thing you can control is you, and you're the one who keeps running in the same problem.
Imagine that nobody can hurt you. There's nothing to hurt.
Yeah.
And adults always will accept the children, and they will not never get angry to the children like in real, because they are children.
Yeah.
So when you get this inner wholeness on all these outer actions, you are in peace. Then no, maybe you can get angry, it's normal.
No, yeah,
But
for sure.
nothing stays with you.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I want to trust somebody, like make a friend.
Yeah.
Which I know that no outer taking away will change his mental state. If you go in some expedition,
Yeah.
and you have some weak point in material world, so this one point is the Achilles.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a this spiritual trust inside, you know, that there's some kind of rules or levels inside, which you said, what inside you, we are connected. And yeah, how far you can go to not lie to yourself, or to be honest to yourself. So nobody can buy you, nobody can give you something, nobody can, yeah, which will lead you off from your state. So
Yeah.
that's for me is important with the groups which I do, that they they, how to say, they can take anything from them away, and they will stay the humans. You know,
Yeah.
they will stay the.
Oh.
So.
Yeah,
So
it's interesting you're saying about the emotional part, and what people, well, I'm paraphrasing what you just said, you know, that when they take everything away from you, what is there? When you are connected, you can get angry, but you let go. It's yeah, it's like there's no true compassion until you can really like forgive yourself, because you cannot forgive others if you don't forgive yourself, but you cannot even forgive yourself if you don't accept yourself. Yeah, so that's why a lot of people remain like children, because you know it's very hard to come to terms to your with your own limitations and your own darkness, and then be able to understand, well, yeah, you know, I didn't design myself, I forgive myself, and the same way I forgive others the same way. And what happens is that, because you were saying something that clicked, that is that adults can have no problem with the children, but the children have the problem with the adult. And I've had problems like that. I remember a long time ago, my brother had a problem with me, one of my brothers, and my mom used to say, because you too have a problem. I'm like, I have no problem. If he comes tomorrow, I'm gonna talk to him. But he has a problem because he will never come tomorrow. It's just
and when we are in this natural order, everything is clear. There's no questions. And the boys, they have one of the practices, they was brought to the forest and just left alone. So nobody's coming to save you. Forget about it. Start to move yourself. Start to think. While they have all options to ask for advice, we are in the school.
Yeah.
So we have atrophy inside.
Yeah.
So and this might be for the who will watch. It's important to understand nobody will come to save you, and nobody will do the job in your place. For the kids, yes.
Yeah.
In the kindergarten, yes.
Ah,
But in the real life, no. And that's a different. For the woman, it's more easier. For the woman, for the girls, they just have to. It'll be hard maybe to listen to take off the head.
yeah.
If the woman is not thinking, just clear all the information, she's back in the this nature state. For us men, no, we have to do something to activate these aspects.
Yeah.
Completely different roads. That's why today I can hear why men are not waking up. The women's are we are not the same.
Yeah.
We are not equal.
Yeah.
We are not the same. We'll never be. Hopefully,
Yeah.
more different we are, and we accept more happy we are together. So yeah, so we just need to don't be afraid to experience the darkness.
Yeah.
To activate these elements. It's not in the book.
Yeah, it's not in the book. No. And well, I do feel that the modern living has taken away a lot of the man. It used to be that if you would have a disagreement, you would fight people on the street and you wouldn't call the police and nothing, and there wouldn't be a camera with the saying how you two were fighting each other. You be men, you wouldn't have some fat lip and you'll be fine in a week. But that way of living, I think, has completely disappeared. And with that, uh, that, of course, this is a tiny detail, but that showcases something that I feel is bigger, that we need to be reconnect to being more responsible with our own lives and opinions. And yeah.
Yeah, there's a saying in Latvian folklore. The mother is angry on the daughter, why you are so lazy, and she said, "Mom, that's because you did in my place when I was small. When I need to do things, you did in my place. You did my work when I was small, and now is the question of what to do." And one of the problems from the woman's side is that they want a man attention to themselves. So if the woman turns the head on her, he lose the way.
Yeah.
The earth, the ground woman, she will always turn the head in the front to go in the life. That's why it's very important for the mothers when the boys come home and ask for advice, go and look to yourself. I don't know. So we have to do something to find the answers. That's how for me it's very important, that bridge between the mom and the father, from the one part to the other part, because when the bridge comes, everything is clear. And it's very hard. We most families, when there was like 1-2 children, mother and father, everybody wants a love and attention, all four. If the families is 4 people, all wants the love and attention. So there's nobody can fulfill because there's nothing. So mother is looking for the love, father is looking for the love, 2-year-old son is looking for the love, and the daughter looking for the love. So there's nothing. There's more fair and control based family. So and I can see now that in these families, one black sheep makes decision to not looking for anything anymore. Like, you decide. And I said, fuck everybody. I will find my love in myself. I don't need anybody. And he comes back in the family and the river starts to flow on the front. So there's a cascade system, how the energy flows. Yeah. But there's deficit, then there's nothing. We are looking for something. And if we find and we take away, it hurts.
Well, I also feel that that because you're saying this and I'm connecting something very, very, I think one big switch in my life was when I started wanting things. And And I did this as an experiment. I remember I used to hear, I don't know if Buddha said that, I don't even remember that where I got the idea, but that it was like whatever you want to get, give. So I was like, okay, I'll just give stuff. And that is the only real kind of like hack that you can have in life. That I'm just thinking, what can I give? Yeah, like what can I give the best that I can give it? My time, my commitment, my work, my ideas, my passion for the things I do. And that really changes your life.
Yeah. There's a small nuance, and if we give where nobody sees it or nobody knows it, and we are not waiting it back,
Yeah.
because it means it's not based on
It's not a selfish act.
on the games.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
in the TikTok and in the Instagram, everybody, when they give, they have to make the reel to show the world how they are
How they
giving.
gave, yeah.
That's bullshit. There's nothing good. It's just a game.
Well, it's self-promotion at
Yeah,
the end. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But when we are in the whole state, we don't have any other idea how to give. Just to give.
Yeah.
There's no in the head anymore what I will receive back. There's no waiting back anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of time, a lot of hard time expressing that to newer artists because I feel I had a very good friend of mine. He's one of the biggest editors of the biggest movies in the country. And we were talking about that. He used to have a rock band. And he was saying that I was telling him like when we wanted to make I the first jobs that I did in Latvia was music videos for him. And I was like, well, I remember that when we wanted to make those, we just wanted to make the music video. We weren't thinking how many views we're gonna get, how many record deals we're gonna get. It was just
Pure.
for the love of making the thing. And of course, many things came after. But that concept nowadays is very hard because I feel people are just thinking of what they're gonna get more than, and of course you will get something. This is what I tell everybody, like relax, like some things will happen. If you do stuff happens. It's just by nature. But the focus right now is very into, okay, I'll move this finger because I'm gonna get all of this. I'm like, brother, no, you do, and then if one day you get, then be happy, and if not, at least you did, and that's the game.
Yeah, the problem is because they do what they don't love to do. Jordan Peterson, maybe know, he have a saying: do what you love to do and share with others.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't have to think. And if you do what you love to do, there's a specific indication. You lose the sense of time. You lose the sense of day. You lose because it's not important. It's a byproduct. Everything, the money and everything. So with most people who are not in their place and doing, that's why, because they hate. There's a hate.
Yeah.
Because I have to do.
Yeah.
I want to do.
But it's not even they have to do. A lot of the times is I will push through this because I want that so much.
Games.
I just want the money, and this is what is gonna give me the money, whatever idea. So I'll just eat all the terrible stuff just to get it. And for me, it's very obvious that if you love something that you're passionate about, you always win because you just do more. Nobody's forcing you to do everything. I'm like, if I'm gonna be home, I'll write a song. If I have nothing else to do instead of watching TV. And if I'm watching TV, it's because I'm tired and I just want to chill. But as soon as what you were saying earlier, as soon as your body heals because you did a lot of exercise, he needed to rest, you come back, you just can't stay in the bed. You will jump and do something. So that's why the doing something that you're passionate about is, for me, has always been the first step. Because you will have to do it so many times if you want anything on life, you will have to not rehearse, but to practice so much that it's just, you cannot power through. You cannot, of course, at some moment you will have to do something that feels like real work and but it's a little bit of the big ocean of things that you're doing daily. If it's the other way around, you'll burn out and crash.
And this state and energy which you discover in yourself is responsibility. For the adults is only responsibility, because that's how we touch in the daily with the content, with everything.
Yeah.
And that's how we make the team. A year ago, I need a marketing managing system, and I said I will go in, I have money, and I met the team. I can't give you my idea. You're just the sharks.
Yeah.
They wanna, how they say, even we can sell the shit like a Porsche.
Yeah.
I said, so you wanna cheat the people?
Yeah.
So they buy and then just to buy.
Yeah.
I said, no, they were coming after me. No, let's go. I said, no, you don't have the
moral.
Yeah, we didn't connect, because if you do what you love to do, it's like your kid,
No, yes, 1000%.
Last week, somebody asked me, Artur, how feels and what is doing Artur behind what you're doing, in the society. I said, there's no Artur left.
No.
It's me. It's all me. Day, night, morning, evening, all the time.
Yeah, your work ends up being your life.
It's not work anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just in it.
Yeah. No, it is that I have seen. Like the other day, I was seeing this guy on YouTube that he's just, like marketing. I used to work also with a marketing team, so I know how they talk. And there's this idea that some say everything about emotions, others tells you everything is about the story. Yeah. And I'm like, no, everything is about the truth. If you tell the truth, the emotions will be there and the story would be good, because it's the truth. They dissect it. They don't understand that the point is, of course, if you go through, for example, that story that I told you about the little kid, and the dad is telling you that story, or the mom, how, worried they were, where's the kid, and this and that. This is going to be an inspirational, crazy, amazing story. But it's not because it's marketed. It's because it happened. And it has the weight and the power that it happened in the world. It's not, I'm going to sell. Plus, I'm going to tell you, the people that think like that, they're never good marketers, because they don't understand that what people relate to at the end of the day, powerfully, is the truth. Like, is this happened to this guy. This happened to this person, walked through this. You were, for a fact, 15, 17 days without eating. That has a different weight. You have answers that on day 13 that the people that read the paper on fasting are never going to have. So that's the value of the thing. And then you don't need the marketing, because the thing becomes the value.
The truth, there's a saying, the truth have a specific vibration.
I could believe it. 1000%. 1000%. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, Artur, there's more questions here, but I think we ran on to something and so many points and things, and I see everybody's. I think we've run out of that camera. We broke it, but no, it's good. Okay, everything has been good. No, but listen, I think for our first conversation of both of us, I'm very happy that you came. I had no idea about all your philosophies and your own experience, and that how you, let's say, transform that car accident experience to start like a journey. I don't know if I'm taking it the wrong way, but I can see that in a way you have done a little bit of alchemy with your dark experience, making it into the beginning of something, some gold for your own life, and hopefully for the people that are listening, and as you said, the friends that are working with you. It's really exciting to know that there are people that they're on their personal journey, because I do feel that there needs to be some revolutionary healing, because we are deep down and we need to come up.
Yeah. In this aspect, I can tell that there's two worlds. Both are important. This outer world, it's permanent. Today you have, tomorrow you don't have, and you have to live it, to do something, to enjoy. But the fundament world is inside of us.
Yeah.
And more we are distracted or busy outside, we just lose the time to recover inside, to heal inside. When we heal inside, everything is different. Same food tastes different. Same relationships looks different. So same things there. We can intimacy. That's what I say.
Yeah.
When we have intimacy inside, we can't live other way. We can't betray ourselves anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a good stage to get. You know, the how to say, bus stop.
Yeah.
And these bus stops, they are quite specific. If you start a journey, they are very precise.
Okay.
So it's nice that it's not just in the air.
Okay.
So we are in the one boat.
Yeah.
And we can share and help and move.
Yeah.
So it's all we need.
Yeah. And
No
change
fighting,
and
yeah.
progress.
Yeah. Because while we will have one another side, the wars, the fights, everything, maybe this place is for that. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe it's made. The game is good.
Yeah.
You know, the game author.
It's good for sure.
Perfect.
For sure.
He's a genius. Maybe a little bit psychopath, but a genius. You know. So it's all about no, saviors are not coming. Jesus is not coming. Nobody is coming. You have to save yourself.
Save yourself. Yeah, I agree. I think the game is great, and with all the darkness and the thing, because that's part of the human experience. And I don't have a theory what happens after. I know that something happens. I don't know what, but yeah, like I do feel that this journey, the outside journey now, gets way better the more you understand and the more you experience, because you have to do a practice. You have to, like when you were saying your experience of, I was Monday and Tuesday alone in the woods every week. I'm like, well, that will teach you life. It's like, but people don't do those things. Yeah. Nobody's going to want to go through the hard thing of being 7 days in a black room, whatever. They don't want the experience because they're going to have a little panic attack. And then they're going to be like running like kids. Like, I want to go to my safe place on my couch and my pillow. And this is part of the problem that has. And I remember I used to say the biggest problem with nowadays that I would always feel that I would run into is that this idea that comfort is good, because everything that I enjoy in life is, from sex to sports to work to that, it has energy. It's never you relax, chilling in the middle of it's swimming in the ocean. It asks from you. So
yeah, how we was talking in the start, if we are in the 100 meters in the belly, in between the legs, it's a hell world because there's no leading.
Yeah.
You know, you just a question of time when you feel that you are in the chaos in your life. Here's a chaos. There's order. When there's order, chaos is nice.
Yeah.
You know, we can manage the chaos.
Yeah.
You know, that's about the mother and the father. You know, the order. In the order, there's we are free. Without order, we are locked. You know, in tastes and drugs and this short energy, short dopamine.
Yeah.
You know, in just a question of time, and we are just tired of that. We are burned. What is burned out today? The nervous system.
Yeah. Well, that's what I had.
Depression, dystony. What is that?
Yeah.
The system is burned out because we are in the belly. So we have two parts. It's important to connect it. And that's it.
We'll put all your socials so that people can find you. The ones that are in Latvia, because we're doing this for everybody. But you can come to Latvia. I mean, come on, stop it. It's the new world. You can jump on a plane, come here, go on an
I have
adventure with
workshops
Artūrs.
for English as well before in Portugal, and so
Nice.
yeah. If somebody wants to,
They can always reach
make
out.
the bridge, of course.
Yeah.
The dark rooms will be in Latvia. I think on the winter time I will make 2 dark rooms, and manage them as well, because it's a very important practice.
Yeah.
So
How about those? The one, how is it called? The one that is in a chamber that they put you on water, floating, something like that. That is, I don't remember. It has a name, but that apparently there are places here that you just lay into something that is a very thin pool that you're kind of
floating.
Floating a little bit, and then everything is dark again, and you're tripping there. That has to be like a little glimpse of what you did.
In the dark room, when I went to the dark room first time, I had a saying: before I meet who I am, I have to meet what I'm not.
Okay.
All what is here, and all the books and all the theories and the school, it's always like a, it's a garbage, but which stands between me
Yeah.
and the fake Arthur.
Okay. And when you went through, what happened? What was the? Because you said when I went in, I had a saying that I had to meet who I am. But what did the dark room? How was at the beginning? Hard.
3 days, one out, don't know what to do. It's a different conversation, but there's 3 days you are like, you don't know how to get out from the belly. All the belly emotions, fear, stability, all the shit what we are healing, it's in the belly.
Okay.
And you just face it. You can't escape. And when you don't eat and don't drink in dark room, it's like it's a high speed dark room.
Well, it sounds insane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, like
you can go in a dark room with food, and you will maybe need 2-3 weeks to get same in 4 or 5 days if you don't eat, don't drink.
I mean, if you're going in the
different
dark room, just go in the dark room. Go the hard way. Like, you're not going in the dark room to make it easier for yourself.
I need experiment with myself to understand everything, how it works, and how to manage yourself, how to help.
Okay.
We all know the dark room, the mother's womb. When we are
when we're there.
Know the room.
Yep. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Well, Artūrs, thank you for coming one more time. It was a great conversation. I hope that we have a couple more. I'll try to see if at some moment I'll join you. I'm a little bit, right now, a man of a very structured routine. It's like I have this saying that I've been telling to all my team lately. When I started as an artist, I just didn't have the skill to be able to do things. But now I have it. So I'm just in love doing them. And it's the analogy that I put is a little bit like Spider-Man, that, you always wanted to be a superhero, but you couldn't. And then one day the spider bites you. And now you just want to be swinging and saving people. Yeah, like I'm not going so much more into myself. I'm just creating at a crazy pace because I love it. I love telling stories, filming, making things, making songs. I'm gonna release an album soon. This is what I like to do, so I'm in it.
There's never forget the inner part.
Yeah.
Keep it. Arrange the time where there's nothing but you for yourself, because it comes out for everybody again. Very often we just, in this running, we forget about this part.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I'm regularly just plan. That's it. Everything off, and then I dive in.
Yeah.
Because that's the only work I have to do.
Yeah.
The base work.
Yeah.
All others.
Me too. It's funny that you say that. That's why. The other part is kind of runs easier. But the real work is just to be in the quiet, really going inside and looking.
I can see it.
Yeah. Good. Thank you for coming, man. It was a great conversation, and we'll meet again soon, I know.